Hey guys, hope all y'all are doing well. Just wanted to give y'all a video to describe all the workouts you have for this upcoming week and maybe clarify some things that don't make sense and just to make sure y'all know what y'all are supposed to be doing with this body weight program starting on Monday. So the first three things you see here are your warm-ups. So we've got our in-place dynamic warm-up, which everybody should be familiar with. We've done that multiple times with all of you guys. The second thing is more of a moving dynamic warm up. So just to kind of look over it, high knee hug, bent knee hug, walking hip rotator stretch, walking quad stretch, toe stretch, and walking straight leg kicks. I'm pretty sure there's a video for this. So we shouldn't have any clarification there. And then we'll finish with a little bit of our speed mechanics with some linear A series, which everyone should be familiar with that. So you just want to perform each exercise 10 yards and then walk back to the start and then do the next one. So after the warm up, you're going to have two different plyometric power exercises. Okay, we've got snap down to split stance jump, a snap down to split stance, which is 3 sets of 4 this week. So make sure you snap down as hard as you can and stick that split stance position. You don't have to do 4 on each leg. You just need to do 4 total. So I would suggest doing 2 with your right leg back and then 2 with your left leg back. And then with the snap down to split stance with vertical jump, I will want you to do 4 each leg. So that's going to be 8 jumps total for each set. Okay. Make sure that you do all the snap downs, 3 sets of 4, before you do the jumps. Also, too, make sure that you're not doing it like very fast as far as like doing a snap down and then doing another one and then doing another one. You want to try to take about 10 to 15 seconds in between each rep and about 30 seconds in between each set for the snap downs. For the jumps, you want to take about, again, 10 to 15 seconds in between the jump and about a minute in between each set, okay, because you want to give maximal effort on this. So after you finish with your jumps, your first superset, okay, these 3 exercises in A, you got a body weight squat. I've added some tempo this week. So you're going to be doing 5 seconds on the way down. You're going to hold that parallel position for 10 seconds and then explode back up. That's 1 rep. You got 10 reps of that. Then hand pickup push-ups, we increase the sets there to 4. And then if you need to modify that as well, feel free to do it on your knees. If some of you guys have done incline push-ups in the past and you weren't able to do hand pickup push-ups, just use the bench, use your you can be on your knees instead. Or if you can find a 18-inch to 20-inch surface to put your hands on, then you can do an incline push-up. And then side planks, 3 sets of 40. For the B superset, single leg glute bridge, you're going to drive your hips up, making sure that you squeeze your glute at the top and you're holding that for 5 seconds. Plank up downs, there's a video for that one. You got 4 sets of 10 each arm, so 20 total. That's a lot there. And then pull-ups. Now, again, if you don't have a pull-up bar, then you can do 3 sets of 15 for burpees. ISO lunge, you're just holding that split squat position for 30 seconds each leg. And then inchworm push-ups, you're going to be doing 3 sets of 9. Make sure, guys, y'all stretch and do this lower body stretching. Again, when you got more time right now, really be helpful for you guys to try to get a little bit more flexible, more mobile, and work on stretching at the end of a workout. Also, too, again, if you do have weights, we can do a goblet squat here. We can do a shoulder press or horizontal press here. If you've got weights, we could do maybe an RDL here, or you could add weight to this glute bridge. And then again, you can do pull-ups if you have a bar or maybe some type of horizontal row like a dumbbell row, single arm dumbbell row, or if you have a pull-down machine or pull like some bands, you could do a vertical pull-down that way too. With the ISO lunge, you can always add weight to that as well. It doesn't have to be just body weight. You can always hold a milk jug or maybe a pack of sodding or whatever it may be. Whatever's going to add a load for you to challenge you. Now, I've added some conditioning starting this week with you guys as well, and I would encourage you to either do this conditioning after your workout or you could do it later in the day. So it's really up to you guys, but we're going to just start out with a lot of just basic general conditioning right now. So I'm asking you to do 6 120-yard sprints and you want to try to finish that 120 yards in 25 seconds, and then you're going to rest 50 seconds before doing it again. That shouldn't be too challenging. Again, you should be able to make 120 yards in 25 seconds fairly easily, but it's just a way to kind of start building in some aerobic capacity for you guys and try to get you back into that conditioning shape that you need to stay at your best. All right, so that's Monday. Looking at Tuesday, okay, this is kind of more of our power day. So you got your 2 warm-ups here. And then same thing as the split stance, except we're going to do a snap down to vertical jump and then a snap down to long jump or broad jump. Now, I want you to still stick the landing. I've added a rep to each exercise from last week. And then you're going to do 6 20-yard sprints. All right, so you're going to start in a good position and then explode out of your stance 20 yards all the way through full speed as best you can, and then you'll walk back to the start and rest an additional 30 seconds. And then after that, we'll hit our lower body static stretching. All right, for Wednesday, again, you've got your warm-ups there. Okay, we've got our snap downs and our jumps. So we got more vertical jumps there. And then this is going to be that lateral jump. Now, 4 each means you're going to jump to the right and then jump to the left. That's 1 rep. You'll do that 4 times in each set. All right, looking at a superset, we've got walking lunges, dive bomb push-ups, and dead bug. 1 modification again for dive bomb or push-ups. Again, if you need to do that from your knees, you're more than welcome to. Walking lunges and dead bugs should be self-explanatory. Single leg RDL. Again, if you've got weight, something to add resistance, you can again grab a can of beans, a milk jug, anything that's going to add resistance. Okay, to that single leg RDL, but make sure you keep your hips straight. Make sure that you keep your back straight. Bear hold with shoulder tap. You should know how to do that one. Split squat jump. You're going to snap down into a split squat stance and then explode up and then land on 2 feet. I put a video up of that recently, so you should have guidance there. Turkish get up. If you want to put something in your hand, again, you can, or you can just do it with body weight. And then alternating iso hip raise. Make sure you keep your hips straight when you're alternating those legs. Again, the conditioning can be done after the workout or later in the day. Just doesn't need to be done before. These treadmill intervals, make sure you warm up for 5 minutes. Okay, then you're going to start the intervals. You're going to do 30 seconds of jogging at about a 6 to 7 RPE and then 60 seconds of walking. Again, not too difficult, but just something to kind of get you going a little bit more and just trying to build more of that aerobic capacity up. So looking at our second power day on Thursday, you've got your warm-ups. Single leg lateral jump. I have videos for both of these, so they should be self-explanatory. Make sure that you really try to get a counter movement in there and explode out of that single leg lateral jump, as well as the skater jump. Now, I still want you to stick each landing here. All right, so make sure that you're sticking this landing and sticking this landing here and not just going from leg to leg. All right, pro agility, I've gotten some questions about this. Pro agility is simply a 5-10-5. So you're starting in the middle of a line, you're sprinting 5 yards to the left, touching the line with your hand, sprinting another 10 yards, and then touching the line with your hand and sprinting back through the center for 5 yards. So it's often known as a 5-10-5. Most people call it a pro agility. I've added a video there to help you understand it a little bit more, so hopefully that clarifies some things. And then the 60-yard shuttle, okay? We've got 3 sets of 4, okay? And what this consists of, guys, is you are going to shuffle 5 yards down and shuffle 5 yards back. Then you're going to sprint 10 yards and backpedal 10 yards back. Then you're going to sprint 15 yards, turn and sprint 15 yards back, all right? So you've got shuffle, 5, sprint, backpedal 10, sprint 15. Okay, so that's 1 rep. You'll rest 45 seconds in between each rep, and then you'll rest the 90 seconds between each set. All right, now last workout of the week, looking at Friday. Okay, we've got our single leg snap downs and then our snap down to 90-degree jump. I've already kind of went over the basics on what we need to do there, taking your time, but doing it as fast as possible when you're doing the jump. Body weight split squat. Same kind of concept that we did with the body weight squat at the beginning of the week. Make sure you do the tempo correctly, 5 seconds on the way down, hold 5 seconds at the bottom, and then explode up. Eccentric push-up, you're going to go 5 seconds on the way down. Again, you can modify on your knees if you need to. Plank push-up with rotation, just added a rep there. Glute bridge hold. If you have a mini band or some type of band to put across your knees. That would be really helpful to get better glute activation. Make sure you keep your toes up and your toes in and drive your knees out to get as much glute activation as possible there. Lateral lunges, make sure you pause at the bottom for 5 seconds and explode up. Bear crawls, we've got 4 sets of 1. Make sure you go 10 to 15 yards. Next week, we're actually going to try to go backwards. So try to get used to that forward bear crawl. And then 3-position plank, we added a set there and added a set there with bird dog. Should be self-explanatory with some of these. We've done those before. And then lastly, the conditioning for Friday, you're going to do 50-yard gassers. So we're going to do 4 sets of these. Now, a gasser is 50 yards down and back twice. So you're going to run 50 yards and back 50 yards, run 50 yards and back 50 yards, and that is 1 set. Then you'll rest 1 minute, and you'll do that 3 more times. All right, so those are the workouts for this week. I hope that this video was helpful to maybe answer some questions. I'll try to send a video out each week for you guys, just explaining some of the changes and different things that I've added for your workouts. But again, if you have a question based on what we talked about, do not hesitate to shoot me a message, or if you want to talk on the phone or FaceTime, whatever it may be. Y'all let me know what I can do to best help you guys.